In today's episode of Crisis and Consequences, our story will shatter your assumptions about privacy on social media and about the people closest to us. In this episode, we'll unravel the chilling, perplexing, and utterly senseless murder of Ryan Cooper, a loving and devoted father of 4 from Traer, Iowa. Prepare to question everything you thought you knew about Snapchat and brace yourself for a tale where secrets, digital footprints, and twisted motives collide.
Welcome to Crisis and Consequences, a true crime podcast with a purpose. We dive into murder stories and the complicated humans behind them, blending storytelling, dark humor, and real conversation. Listener discretion is advised. This podcast contains dark, troubling, and explicit content.
Dang Snapchat. Tell me one good thing about Snapchat.
I've never used Snapchat, so I don't know. The only time I had Snapchat was when my daughter was living in the Twin Cities and all the riots were happening. Mm-hmm. And you can see
the little icon person of where your kid is.
Yeah, your kid, but you can also see because people are loading things, so you can go and see what's going on in that community based on what this. Anyway,
I haven't used it.
I think it was Snapchat. Actually, I don't know what it was. Maybe it wasn't Snapchat.
It sounds like it could be Snapchat.
Maybe.
I don't know.
So you could just see where all the activity was going on.
Yeah.
Because that was a really scary time. I mean, she lived in the neighborhood where George Floyd died and all the things. And so we were just wanting to keep tabs on her. So there's a lot going on in the Twin Cities at that time.
I feel like there's been a lot going on.
So I don't have it
for years
anymore, but that's my, I have a Facebook account that I haven't posted anything on for probably 15 years. And I'm good.
Yeah, it's good. You're not missing anything. I think I say that all the time. I have a very limited Snapchat usage. I use it to stay in touch with some of my faraway friends that I just love. Yeah, and we can do that too. It worked really well when Maria was in Germany, though, because we were on completely...
sure. Yeah.
And we tried using the WhatsApp, but it was like Snapchat just
That's what we do
easier.
when we go to Belize, because it's, yeah. So, anyway.
Anywho, so what's your crisis?
I don't know.
That kind of is your crisis.
Spring fever or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Things just feel weird.
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I'm a planner. I like to have things in their little boxes where they go, and nothing seems to be in their boxes lately. Everything's breaking the edges of the boxes, and which I think is breaking my brain a little bit. And not having it.
I get that.
So that's it.
I get it. Well, mine is fairly simple, but it's wedding dress shopping. I'm not getting married. I'm already married, but going to attend my niece's wedding. Mm-hmm. And I want to look nice. But here's my dilemma. It's I'm trying to find, first of all, we have very limited shopping here. Very limited. Okay. And when I went to JCPenney's, that's how limited we are. It's everything is
Prom-y?
It's either prom, and I'm sorry, I'm not showing up to her wedding in a prom dress.
Yeah.
My goodness. Anyway, or it's grandma.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And then my other issue that I'm having is I am very attracted. I like boho. I'm just I like that look and feel. But when I'm trying on dresses that are that floral, flowy, now I look like a couch. I look like my mom's couch. Because I'm not a toothpick anymore. And so it's I put it on and I look and feel like my mom's couch. And I'm great. And so it's just trying to find something. So I have gotten to the point where I'm I either need really small print pattern or a solid. And I can't wear black, which I love to wear black because, I don't know, black is my comfort thing.
Absolutely.
When I start wearing lighter colors or pastels, I feel larger, like a cloud.
Got it.
So I don't know. Nicole in HR sent me a link to a dress that she was wearing the other day. That was lovely. So I'll have to check that out. And Amazon's good that way with trying to find dresses on there because you can try it on, send it back, try it on, send it back. But it's crunch time.
When is the wedding?
At the end of May.
End of May. Okay.
So
Well, Godspeed. Good luck.
I know. Well, and part of me is like, just go down because I have a lot of dresses, and so I'm like, maybe
You tried any of the boutiques?
not yet because they're all for little people. I feel like I don't have. It's my boobs.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know what that's like.
It just ruins everything.
Cannot relate.
Mm-hmm. Let's be thankful. So, anyways, that's my crisis.
Okay. Boob crisis. Got it.
Yeah, it's too big.
Boobs and couches. I've never heard anyone compare themselves to a piece of furniture before.
I
so that
will
was
show
new
you a picture
experience.
of my mom's couch, and I
Okay.
will send you a picture of me in this dress.
Okay. Can't wait to see it.
And you will go, gotcha.
Do we get to post that?
No. Maybe. I'll think about it.
Maybe? All right.
Are you ready to re-enter the workforce or find a career that actually fits? Or maybe you're an employer tired of noisy platforms that miss the mark? Try Focus, a smarter hiring tool that helps you cut through the noise and focus on what matters. Visit focus.work today. That's FOQUS.WORK.
All right. You
I'm
ready
always up
for,
for a good laugh.
you ready for another one? You're not going to be laughing now.
I don't know. This one scares me a little bit, but yeah.
This one's awful.
Yeah.
But what I will say is justice does get served.
Okay.
So at least you can hang on to that.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to go to, let's see, June 17th. This would have been, why didn't I put a year in here? I think it was 21, 22, fairly recently. Yeah. Traer, Iowa, this hardworking local farmer named Ryan Cooper and his hairstylist wife, Karina, and their family, they had 3 little kids, were at a sports complex, like watching one of their sons play baseball. Out of respect for the family, as we talk about this story, I'm going to leave the children's names out of it. Okay. But they watched the game. They stopped for take and bake pizza afterwards. They, typical like summer night, right? Mm-hmm. Spend the evening at home doing normal family stuff. They eat pizza, showers and baths for the kids, get everyone ready for bed, watch a little TV, blah, blah, blah. So the 2 youngest children were habitual bed crashers. So they're in bed with Karina, and Ryan was camped out in his recliner at about 9:30. I will call him a father of 4 because he'd had a child with a previous marriage. But 3 of these kids, ages 7, 11, and 14, were between Ryan and Karina. And so they were all home at the time of this event. So it was 21. Thank you. I do have it in my notes. Okay. In the very early hours of June 18th of 2021, around 3 o'clock in the morning, Karina gets up to use the bathroom, as some of us do. Yeah. All seemed to be well. She can even hear Ryan snoring from his chair in the living room. And then at 4:30 in the morning, she hears a crash and she wakes up to investigate. Like something going on in the house. So first she heads into the bathroom thinking that the shower caddy fell down again. It had been known to do that. Everything's fine there. She goes into the kitchen. She doesn't see a sign of anything that would explain the noise she heard. And then she goes into the living room and she sees Ryan sleeping in his recliner. And then she starts to get pissed that he's sleeping when he should be awake too, helping her investigate the noise. So she goes to grab his foot and he doesn't wake up. So she turns on the lamp and she sees him in a pool of blood.
Oh, no.
That's when she starts screaming. And I mean screaming. Screaming. So it wakes the kids up. 11-year-old comes into the living room to see what is happening. She collects her kids, puts them in her bedroom, which is on the main floor, closes the door, and then she immediately calls her brother-in-law, Aaron, who is Ryan's brother, because he's a first responder. Okay. And she worries that whoever hurt her husband might still be in the house.
Oh, gosh.
So she calls 911. She calls Aaron first. Aaron's on his way. She calls 911, and she is shrieking. And so the 911 call goes to Tama County Sheriff's Office. Karina is acting like wailing like a lunatic. Yeah. And I get it. I'm not trying to be heartless, but like,
it's kind of like the person.
It's too much. Yeah. That when I'm watching I'm just like, it's too much. It's too much. Down. How many times have we seen this where you put on such an act? I don't know. Anyway, but it seemed way over the top, especially when your children are in the house. Like, and I get it, even if you want to scream, your kids are in the house. You still have to kind of put up a front for them and protect them. So now her 11-year-old son, who's back out of the room, is trying to get her. He's like the grown-up in the house. He's trying to get her to calm down. He's trying to get her to breathe. But she's screaming at dispatch to do something and find the fucker who did this. And she has no idea who that person might be. But one thing she is sure of is that her husband, 42-year-old Ryan Cooper, father of 4, is most certainly deceased, with what appears to be a gunshot wound to the face.
That's more than a crash.
It's more than a crash.
Like, that's a distinct...
Yeah.
Unless you've got a silencer on that thing, I guess, and you knocked over the plant in the process.
Yeah. I mean, but I guess if you're sleeping, it could sound like something, or like your brain it associates it with something that would be more normal. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly, yeah. I remember, this is totally not the same thing, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Side note.
Okay.
When Brent and I first moved in together, we were in the Robbinsdale area, and we're in this little house, and, he would leave to go do security sometimes, whatever. And that night he was home, but because of like the security, I don't know. And in the Robbinsdale area, it's kind of like hit or miss. There's, different people, whatever. Anyway, it's like 3:00 in the morning, and all of a sudden we're like, wake up, because it's like pop, pop.
Oh.
And it's like it's close by the house. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that was a gunshot. And he was like, yes, that sounded like a gunshot. So we get up and we're like looking.
So it woke you up and you knew it was a gunshot.
We're like, that was a gunshot. And so we're like walking around the house and we're like, careful. And he's very cautious of me. He's like, stay back. I'm looking. Make sure everything's clear. Nothing. Can't find anything. He checked outside. Nothing. Like, there's no cops coming. Like, nothing. And I'm thinking, surely, like, something's got to come of this. Mm-hmm. So fast forward to, like, the next day, I'm getting ready to cook dinner, and I go into our spice cupboard.
Oh.
And somebody who doesn't normally put away groceries helped me put away groceries the night before.
Oh, I wonder who
Mr.
that
Borison.
was.
And he put biscuits, Pillsbury biscuit, in the cupboard. So
it exploded.
It exploded.
Oh.
Pop, pop. Because, when you go to pinch it,
yeah, yep.
It scares me every time.
Yeah.
I would have never guessed. So sometimes when we hear things in our sleep that sound like it's a gunshot or
those
whatever.
ones, and it has the orange icing you can put on it. I can't have them because I have celiac, but that would be the one thing I'd want to eat. So good.
But I remember opening up that cupboard, and I was just like, what on earth? Several things went through my head, but I was like, this is what that was. So it was like a relief,
I wish it had been a biscuit can in this case, but
well, who puts those in? He just wasn't.
Guys who don't. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yep.
Anyway.
Yep. Okay, so Aaron arrives. He finds Karina lying on top of his brother, like as if she's hugging him. Mm-hmm. He's been shot in the face.
Right.
There's blood everywhere, and she's still screaming and freaking out. And he quickly ascertains there's nobody else in the house, just the kids.
Yeah.
That's it. And so he's on the phone with 911 as well. So law enforcement arrives, and the only gun they find is the one Aaron brought with him to rush to Karina's side, because again, he's a first responder. He comes to the side, her side, thinking that someone's in the house. There's an intruder who's harmed his brother. He didn't even take time to put his shirt on. Like, he got out of bed, he flew over there. So law enforcement's there. She is still shrieking and freaking out, telling them there's no way Ryan would have done this to himself. She needed her kids, and she's
if he would have, the gun would be
exactly. And she's like, there had to be an intruder. He would not have done this to himself. And so the deputies, like, she will not calm down. So they take the kids. They take the kids to one of their patrol cars to get them kind of safely tucked away. And one of the kids, I think it's the same 11-year-old who's being the man in the house now, asks if their dad was going to be okay. Deputy's like, I'm not going to lie to you. Your dad has passed. And 11-year-old, he's upset, but he says to them, he's like, there was no intruder despite what my mom was saying. Never was anyone else in the house. So that was interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. It gives me the chills.
Yeah. So the kids go to stay with family. Karina is taken in for questioning because at a minimum she needs to be ruled out, right? Mm-hmm. So during the chat with detectives, she tells them that when she put her kids back in her room, she went, I guess they had a gun safe somewhere, and she did have a handgun, but she was so freaked out. She also didn't know how to shoot it, she said, but it was locked up in their safe. So she was trying to get it, but she never did get the thing opened. So she's like, that gun will be still in there. And they, of course, ask her about her marriage. Is it happy? Anything going on in the marriage? She says, well, we had a rough patch like after after her husband's mom died. But there was never like any infidelity or anything. She was adamant about that point. When they asked her for her cell phone, she's like, take it, whatever. So they asked her if her husband had any enemies. She's like, no. But it freaked his family out enough that he was assassinated.
Yeah.
That like it was a big family farm. Like everyone had some kind of role to play within the farm. So it had been around for quite a while. So they're all on alert in the event that this hit person, whoever it is, like came for them. So they continue questioning Karina over, days and weeks. They finally ask her about this man named Huston Danker, 23 years old. Like, hey, you know this guy? Yeah, it's a small town, blah, blah. I used to cut his hair. She's a hairstylist. She said there had been some gossip around town when neighbors would see his truck at her house, but she used to babysit his kids. Okay. So, like, that explained that. Yeah. And he's this, like, doughy, doesn't look like he has a super high IQ, kind of block-headed farmhand guy, 23 years old, single father of 2 kids. But I guess at one point the town gossip about the 2 of them got back to Ryan. And so there had been some type of conversation about it, and then it was allegedly put to bed. But detectives really leaned in on this Huston thing. So they started asking a lot of questions. And Karina really makes a show of like, he's 23. Like, how ridiculous is that? No, totally out of the question. But she makes a very good, like, again, it's equivalent to the shrieking, how much she protested that, which I just thought was
strange.
Interesting. Yeah. It might mean nothing, might mean something. So that same morning, they bring Huston in for questioning, and he admits to Snapchatting with Karina. And he said it was random, no big deal. Essentially, he likened himself to being her gay best friend. But already something isn't aligning, because casual acquaintance to gay best friend, like those 2 things don't align. Yeah. Like, so which one is downplaying? Like, they're both downplaying it in maybe different ways, but it, to me, would lend to they're both downplaying it, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's a pretty wide gap. So meanwhile, this questioning's going on. The investigators are, of course, combing the murder scene, and they find a single shell casing. So keep that in mind. Now, Karina and Huston keep getting called back in to law enforcement because every time they dig deeper, their suspicions that these 2 were involved in Ryan's murder, grow stronger. So they bring her in for more questioning. They start asking her about the blood spatter, what she saw when she turned the lamp on. And they keep telling her, we don't believe there was no one else in that house. Tell me what really happened. There's no one else in that house. She kept denying. They reaffirm there was no one in the house. Finally, she just refuses to talk to them further, and she leaves. So fun fact, 6 months after the murder, she collected $540,000 in life insurance. So for 2.5 years, police continued to investigate this murder meticulously. Yeah. In that time, they recovered some Snapchats from Karina to Huston, such as, and just fell even harder for you, which I didn't think I could have been any more crazy over you than I already was. And good morning, baby. You would have woke up to your wife's hand wrapped around your blank this morning, just so you know. Gay best friend, my ass. So something's going on, right? And then they circle back around with Huston. He admitted that Ryan found out about their Snapchats and that it had been a problem. I will not read these to you. That was the most sanitized one I could find.
I liked your accent.
Did you like that? All right. And I won't read them to you, but suffice it to say that they gay best friend out the window. Yeah. I mean, they were nasty, nasty. So 47-year-old woman, 23-year-old man, kind of going on. It's like emotional affair at least, but something's going on. Okay. So Huston's being questioned again. He flat out tells them that they're not going to find anything problematic in his Snapchat history. Of course, they don't typically ask questions they don't already know the answers to, right? So it's like he's just whatever. He thought
Are these guys dinglings or what?
he's adult.
Yeah.
He's really adult. She's a little smarter than he is, but she's also a lot more mature. But he thought you could just delete them and they're gone. I'll get to that too. You're gonna laugh your butt off over this idiot. So overconfident that he like, I'm smarter than cops. I'm 23 and I'm smarter than cops. Yeah. But as I mentioned briefly, investigators found a bullet casing near Ryan was killed, but, and this is a big but, the medical examiner found 2 gunshot wounds.
Oh.
2 gunshot wounds to the face. Karina says when asked that she didn't pick up any casings, somebody picked up casings. Ryan had been shot twice in the face while he was sleeping.
That is horrible.
It is horrible.
That is so horrible and so disrespectful.
Just divorce him. I mean, whatever.
Well, but then you lose everything probably. Like I don't know what their situation.
But you'd have a little love in a 23-year-old adult.
No.
I mean,
I'm sorry. I had a huge eye roll there.
but it's maybe true love. No, it's so stupid.
But these accents you're doing here.
I need one for Houston. I didn't ever hear him talk, so I don't have one for him. But anyways, they re-interview him. He admits to having sex with Karina, but only once. It's always only once. Oh, it's only once.
It's the tip. Sorry. I don't know what came over me. Ugh. Anyway.
Oh, yeah, just the tip. Okay. So they got a subpoena for Snapchat, and then they found some darker content, not just nasty content, as in orchestrating Ryan's murder dark.
Oh, nice.
Okay. So 4 years later, February of 24, they show up and they finally arrest Karina. Her Snapchat conversations prove she did not act alone. Houston was totally complicit in this. They confronted him again. He finally admits everything, and he tells them that he gave Karina a gun and she shot her husband, and then he went to her house on a 4-wheeler, took the gun from her, and hid it in his house. So there wouldn't be tire tracks from the car, right? Now on to the trial. So this is what he's saying. Okay. So I watched hours and hours of this trial footage, and I got to hear a lot from Karina. She doesn't talk like how I do it, but makes her sound dumber, I guess. She's just such she's yucky. All right, so here's a rundown. So Houston was having problems with his baby mama, custody issues over the kids. So he'd tell her about his problems while she cut his hair. And then they started flirting over Snapchat, but they'd be really shy in person. And then little, dipping the toes in the water over Snapchat or whatever, because obviously he's way younger than her, which is fine, whatever, but also not fine. He showered her with attention and praise over Snapchat. Maybe because she was so much older, she thought it was flattering, right?
Maybe.
Because, when you look at her, she's clearly over the hill.
Yeah.
She's clearly not a spring chicken or keeping up with herself, right? And she's getting this attention from Houston that she was not getting from her husband, so she claims. She stopped cutting his hair in February of 21, and then between February and June, they only saw each other one time when he needed her to order like a product for his beard or something, because you got to keep that moisturized, baby. All right. So this means that all of the plans they made for murdering Ryan were in this social media realm. They were inside of ChapSnap. That is the new one. ChapSnap. I like that.
I like it too.
And then instead of snapping, you snat. Okay, I like that one. Okay. She swears she never really wanted Ryan dead. She said she also had a sharp tongue because people would say, she was really mean to him. And she's like, she had a tendency to say mean and nasty things, but that she had no plans to divorce him because she didn't want to break up her family. Houston acted, according to Karina, like her husband. So he'd get super jealous, again, allegedly, when Karina would spend time with her family and her husband, and he'd get really possessive whenever she would do family things. So she claims Houston started talking about killing Ryan, and she just kind of laughed it off and saw it as like, oh, he's really into me, and it would be flattering, right? Whatever. But then there were some pretty awful Snapchats. Did I say that one right? Yes. Okay. About shell casings. And not the first time those comments had been made, such as, quote, if you get home and see your husband dead, make sure to pick up the shell casings, end quote. She said she took it as a joke. She tried to say she wasn't paying attention to all the messages. She also told him to basically drop the talk of killing her husband and go to sleep. This was actually the night of the murder, by the way.
Oh, geez.
Okay. So then they ask her why she didn't tell the police that Huston maybe shot her husband.
Yeah.
She said, okay, now here's where the great acting came on.
Oh, boy.
Okay. She says she stayed silent because Huston was threatening her for the whole first year after the murder. She claims he stalked her, and he would send her chats telling her what she was wearing, etc. And she still cut his hair after the ordeal, he asked her if she'd watch his kids. She told him no. She still had sex with him the last time she cut his hair. That's the tip, right? I said it.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. But that's when she stopped cutting his hair. Okay. So she maintains that it was his online fantasy, that it went too far, and she was disgusted with herself and afraid of losing her husband after it had become physical. They have all of her Snapchat history, and she's still making this stuff up. So she swears she never would have orchestrated the murder of her husband with her children in the house at all.
Well, you shouldn't.
At all, and that she did not participate. So my question is, was all of her screaming an attempt at overacting to throw the trail off of her? Like, did she really do it? Or was it truly freaking out that her fantasy world leaked into the real world with very serious, real consequences? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I think whenever you have somebody who's overacting, I think it's hard to fake real emotions. And when we have real emotions, they kind of have a limit, it seems like. So the fact that she was acting, as you say, like so extreme. For
It
so
was
long.
like doubled over. Get the fucker! Like
That's too much.
insane.
Yeah, that's too much. That to me
Maniacal.
makes it seem that she's putting on a show.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times people, I think when you come into like a shock, think about when you get scared. Like even when somebody just pops out from around the corner and is like, ah, and you get scared for a second.
Every day.
You're like, ah, and then you kind of like, but there's like this shock response afterwards where you're kind of like, you don't keep, ah, ah, you don't keep going, right? I get it's not the same thing, but it's like, I don't know.
She just would not stop.
I wish sometimes I could be one of the people that would like respond to that with like a kick or a punch.
I know.
And I never do. I just kind of go, ah.
I do hit. If
you?
someone startles me, I fly out. It got me arrested that time. Remember that? That was my startle response. And so the cop thought I was going on the fight, and I wasn't.
Yeah.
It was like, you grabbed my arm. I didn't expect you to do it, and I jumped. So, yeah.
Anyway.
I got arrested. That was fun. Anyway, but they've got her whole Snap history, and she's still saying these things. So one of them, they make her really look bad. So one of them was her sending him a Snapchat. Quote, hoping for a rogue semi-accident with no survivors, end quote, referring to her husband driving truck for work. And their messages very much looked as if they were planning a life together. Oof. They were obsessed with each other. So on the night of the murder, 3:31 in the freaking morning. Okay, this is him sending messages to her first. Okay, so Huston, more than anything. Okay, babe, phone's going down. Send me something after I leave your house and then wait for me to open it. Deal? She replied, deal, and sends a kiss emoji. She then said, like she said, she's not going to orchestrate the murder of her husband around her children. What is that? Okay, phone's going down. I love you. She says, I love you too, forever. And then, okay, babe, seriously, putting the phone down. Have to get this shit done. I love you. She replies, go to sleep. But then at 3:32 in the morning, go.
Oh.
And she's trying to get the jury to believe it's like go, as in go to sleep. Yeah. When he's saying, okay, leave your house, send me this thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1 hour later, he sends her a message saying he just woke up. She says she never saw it because she'd already found her husband dead, and she's at the time, right? So if Huston did it, snuck into her house, did it, bolted, could only find one of the shell casings, took one with him, panicked, left. And she truly was blown away that this actually happened. Would not she have told the police?
Oh, for
I know exactly who frickin' did this.
Yeah. I mean, and people act crazy in circumstances where they're in shock and awe, right? Like your brain isn't always, I mean, that's what we talk about. Like when you're in crisis mode, you're not always thinking clearly. So I get that. But there's a point where this went on for years, right?
Yeah.
According to your timeline. And so it's like, when in that timeline, because you're not stuck in that crisis necessarily that whole entire time. So it's like, if she had nothing to do with it and she really was innocent and, you know, whatever, and this is a shocker that Huston, like she, rightfully so, you would think that she would say, okay, here's what was going on. We had a little love triangle going on.
Yeah.
Sorry, you know.
I didn't think he'd do
maybe
it.
He did it. I didn't think that he'd do it, but I think maybe he did do it.
Yep. But she never said anything. She never mentioned the relationship at all. She downplayed it.
Yeah.
Houston?
They both downplayed
He's
it.
23. That's ridiculous. I mean.
Seeing all that lying.
Yeah.
No.
But then did she do it?
I mean.
So I know I have it here and I'm going off my script, but what he says is that at go time, he chickened out. But he also said he'd already given her a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So then did she do it? And then he pulled up on the four-wheeler. She gave him the gun and the one shell casing she could find, and he took off with that to hide the evidence and missed the other shell casing, which is the only one that they found.
I mean, see, but that's where, again,
But she would know it was two if she did it. She wouldn't know it was two if he did it.
and again, I go back to a crash sounds very different. All the lying tells me she was 100% in on it.
Yeah,
there's too much lying.
absolutely.
Because to say that I heard a crash and you're like, oh, maybe it was the shower, maybe it was over here, and you don't immediately go like, if I heard a crash like that, I'm probably running straight to find my husband. Right? And a
she
crash,
faded
like I
out.
said, sounds wildly different than 2 gunshots.
Yeah, two.
Like,
Yeah. So in some of these other messages, she told Houston she wanted to have a child with him.
Oh, honey.
47.
Look at that.
Hey, more power to you, woman.
Absolutely.
She claims that she was terrified of him afterwards, so that's why she kept her mouth shut, that he started making threats against her and her children, and whatever. Then he says, you know, he was threatening her even the night of that baseball game, which was the night it all happened. He pissed her off, but she still sends him a heart emoji. Like,
And they were like,
consistent.
I love you,
Yeah.
deal, go.
Forever.
Like, no, none of it.
Gross.
None of it. There's too many lies.
So what was really, I thought interesting is they made her read her Snapchat messages on the stand.
Oh.
That was really interesting. They also had her Google searches.
Oh.
Okay, so she searches about firearms. She happened to be enrolled in an online hunter safety course. They asked her about a private browser. She said, I don't know what that is. She would always play stupid. But yet, like, her search history disappeared for about 5 months, probably because she was using a private browser. So she did know. She said she'd shot a rifle before, but never a handgun. She admits on the stand that she'd been texting Houston that night, but claims she was unaware of him being on her property. So then that would lead me to think he came and took the evidence that she did it. She's the one who did it. I keep going back and forth between those two.
Yeah.
You know, one of them did it.
Yes.
There's no doubt, but I don't know. Yeah, he said he chickened out last minute.
So we don't know.
She was committed. No, they point the finger. But I'll tell you what happened. So during the trial, the testimony from the medical examiner was pretty interesting. She's the one who did Ryan's autopsy. So he had one shot to the left cheek, one closer to his nose, and then one closer to his ear. And these pinpoint red dots, they call it stippling. And it's abrasions in the skin when gunpowder particles make contact with the skin. So when it's unburned, it hits with enough force to kind of cause a scratch or an abrasion. That means that he was sleeping.
Yeah, and it was
It
close.
was super close, yeah. Yeah, so whoever did it at that point blank range.
Can't even.
And then that makes it look to me like it was more like Huston. If what she's saying about Huston being possessive and wanting Ryan out of the picture was true.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
like for me, I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I kind of feel like it was her.
Because her
I
kids
feel like
were
it was
in the
her
house.
all along. And she's got that little 23-year-old wrapped around her finger a little
Side
bit.
piece.
Mm-hmm. And he's got his little sugar mama. And so he's just kind of going along with it. And like you said, he's kind of a dingling.
Oh, he's adult.
Yeah. So it's like, he don't care.
I never
He's
heard him
just gonna
talk.
go
He just
along.
looked like it. I
He's just
shouldn't
gonna
judge people
go
on their appearance, but
along with the whatever she says, you know, like.
well, I mean, when you see those text messages, it's like pornography. He's
Yeah,
like, man.
But that's where I'm just kind of like, because of the go time and the, I don't know. Like, I think she.
But she's
even
telling
if
him
he,
to go.
Yeah, but even if he did it, it's like she still was. Do you see what I'm saying?
Oh,
She's
no.
got the
They're
trigger.
both.
She's.
You think she's wearing the pants. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. They interviewed Ryan's older sister, who kind of did all the accounting and stuff for the family farm. And she had gone through, she had found some evidence that Ryan, he must have been suspicious. So he'd gone, because Karina's cell phone plan was on the family business plan. Mm-hmm. And so he'd gone through her call logs, and there was a phone number, a Post-it note with Huston's phone number and name on it. So he was onto something. Mm-hmm. So I think there was more going on behind the scenes than came out during the investigation or the trial. Yeah. But yeah, so he was searching through records. I don't know. There's just, I think there were over 2,400 Snapchats between these two. Just casual acquaintances, like.
Well, whose fingerprints are on the gun?
And the one she deleted, by the way, that they got back, 61 of those were all from the day of the murder.
Good grief.
Yeah. They never found the gun. They don't have the gun.
Okay.
The only gun found in the house was the one Aaron brought when he came to help his sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And then the other thing,
the audacity, too, of that. Like, you planned all this out, and then you call your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
To come over. I just cannot.
I think you want to, right? You want to get someone else sucked into this illusion so that it throws other first responders off, right?
Probably.
If you can convince him that there was an intruder in the house and he's going to be reputable, then maybe the other actual working first responders will believe you, right? But one of the things the investigator said, too, was that they both said the same thing with the same components. And you usually only hear that when there's one fictitious tale being told. But, like, those things they talked about, like, were all very, very similar. And, and also if he was threatening her, she was a sharp-tongued, assertive woman.
Yeah, like.
She would have screenshotted that. She would have done something. Mm-hmm. No, there's no way.
Proof of those threats,
no way.
Yeah.
Their health apps showed interesting things that played into the conviction too, like on when they were active and all this stuff and putting the phone down, and so they can map that out. Huston's search history, this was interesting, showed things like how to kill somebody with antifreeze.
Oh.
Best ways to kill somebody with no way for anybody to find out who did it, because that's what you put into a search engine, dolt. How to save snaps without them knowing. And then he searched for poisons like cyanide, sodium cyanide.
How to save snaps without them knowing.
How to save snaps without them knowing.
So that right there.
Dolt.
But that makes me wonder, so how to save snaps without them knowing? Is he meaning like without her knowing? So he's trying to save snaps without her knowing?
I think it's...
Or without the cops knowing?
The cops knowing.
Well, why do you want to save them?
Because they were pornography, probably. Okay. Maybe he can use them later because they're... He also, like arsenic, some other different poisons, asked if they were associated with death, black market. He also typed in how to find a lawyer. Like, so then to me, that's more like he's going to do the deed. He's the one that's going to do the deed.
Yeah.
Like
he's going to plan it.
He searched, where do murderers go to prison after Ryan had been killed? Can the feds pull Snapchats back up? Clearly he's worried about Snapchat.
Yeah. Well, that's where all the conversations
Anything having to do with Snapchat, he searched it. And And then his search history had been deleted like 2/13 of 21 through the shooting. And again, general searches for anything and everything, but whatever. So on September 19th, 2025, Karina was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison without parole. And October 3rd of 2025, Huston Danker was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. And that is yet another lesson on why divorce is a much better option than murder.
Well, and that's where I'm like, why wouldn't have you just gotten divorced? And if it's for money reasons or what, I don't know, figure it out. Like, or just
that was
keep
a man
your vows
too.
for Pete's
He
sake.
would have taken care of his kids. He would have,
He
was honorable. I mean, he was one of the good ones. And because she
was having a fling with a
child. Ugh. Lord. Anyway.
I got nothing.
So that is
raunchy.
the stupidity and the Snapchats and the sex and stuff behind the senseless murder of Ryan Cooper.
People are nuts, man. They don't think about the consequences. Like, they don't think about the bigger picture. They get so stuck in their heads with these stories, these selfish stories of, I don't know. It's like whatever they thought they were planning to run away. What does that even look
if my
like?
husband's out of the picture, not shot in the face,
Yeah, but that's where I'm
like out of the picture. So they're just looking means to an end. Then Houston had drink margaritas on the beach and just have sex whenever we want.
yeah, but where are the kids?
I don't know.
Like, what was Houston just going to move in like a week later? You know what I mean? Like, oh.
He's a good babysitter. He's farmhand.
Stop.
I don't know. She clearly wasn't thinking. And I
Not
mean,
clearly, anyway.
wow. So everybody who talked about Ryan was just could not say enough good about this man. Just all about family, knew he was going to be a dad and a farmer and like just a good human being. So
That's a shame.
it is a shame. She's in prison now.
Thankfully.
Maybe she can do some hair in there. And
Oh, gosh. Well, she probably is.
I will say, without product, she didn't know how to do her hair for trial. It was pretty.
Not great.
No, not great at all. But you know what? She deserves that.
Yeah, well.
Deserves
I feel bad
to
for
look.
the kids.
Oh, those poor babies.
Because then it's like that's my other thing that just grosses me out with that behavior is it's like you didn't protect your kids through that. Like, your kids came out and
They saw it.
that.
And when she was going on and on and on, that little 11-year-old is just standing there right behind her, like taking all this in.
Well, and I just think about like, okay, so like, if I'm sleeping like if Izzy's not feeling well or whatever, maybe I sleep with her or like anyone, even Brent. Like when you're sleeping with someone, if I get out of the bed, unless you're in a deep sleep, a lot of times it's easy for the other person to kind of wake up and be like, hey, where are you going? You know what I mean? And so I just wonder if that's where he was like, there was no intruder. Because, like, he knew his mom got out of bed.
Yeah, maybe.
I have no idea. But that's my other thing is I'm like, these kids, even if they didn't see anything go down with the actual taking of their dad's life, they saw their father in that state and then had to witness their mom's crazy behavior, go through years of this back and forth, and now their mom's in prison. And I don't know what age these kids are now, but they're older. You can't tell me they haven't analyzed the heck out of all of this.
Right.
And what that's done to them.
The other thing that I thought was interesting that I didn't mention is that after the murder, Karina kind of pulled away from his family. That to me looks like a guilty person's, And meanwhile, they knew that the cops were trying to build a case. And so they just had to go along and try to support her and act like they wanted her in their lives. And meanwhile, they were like,
oh, yeah, that'd be so hard.
Yeah. So,
Yuck.
yeah, really sad.
Well.
So listen, if you want to have an affair, just divorce your husband.
Yeah, just stop it. Don't have affairs.
Well, I mean, unhappy marriage, whatever. Just go whatever. Make it clean. Protect the kids. Be an adult.
There's so many other ways to do things.
Yeah.
Besides taking somebody's life. That's so gross. Ugh. Anyway.
Well, that's it.
Well, that's it, folks.
Sorry for another bummer.
Yeah. So if you have any tips on Snapchat usage, just kidding.
There you are with tips again. Enough with the tips, Cara Beth. It's the third time.
Anyway, send us, I don't know, hit us up at
You can send us a note at hello@crisisandconsequences.com. Let us know how we did. Let us know if you think Cara Beth's teeth are descending south. Or if you have any feedback, stories, whatever, we'd love to hear from you.
Yes. And as always, please give us a 5-star review and subscribe so that way we can rise to the top. And
we think we'll have another episode for you next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think so.
Until then, bye, everybody.
Bye.